Hey folks, it's HEROSTARJAMES. See folks, after the fire next door, 3 parties destroyed my life. After getting out of the hospital bed for 9 weeks and trying to get my health back to normal and get back on my feet. See folks, 2012, I cleaned up Young Street, and 3 parties have destroyed my life, but they've made me trying to search for a wife, a female companionship, so much harder and so much difficult. See folks, I'm sure a lot of you would agree, it's hard to fall in love with somebody that ain't real. It's hard to gain any traction to anybody that's real or not real. And you can sometimes, pretty much all the time, tell when somebody ain't being real. It's like a lot of them are acting like they're plastic. It's hard to be attractive to something that ain't real or true. I've said this a few times in my notebooks. Why don't these guys just let things be real and true? It's hard to be attracted to anything that ain't real or true. You can't fall in love with somebody that's fake. You can't fall in love with somebody that's on the payroll getting paid, and you know, they've had a few women that have turned me on, but it was all more for their show, more for their gain, and more so that the movie show and crew can gain better ratings for their black market porn, because whenever I get happy hours, I'm sure that they're raking in on the dough on my happy hour. They've been with me the last 29 years. They've been with Tom Scholes, and they teamed up together throughout the last 29 years. I'm pretty sure they've made some black market VHS porn stuff with me in them as a young child and through my teenage years and up till now. So, you know, it's highly impossible. And like I've said a few times in my notebooks, they've had older women they've had young girls dressing up like older women, and older women kind of looking like they're young from behind, and it makes it so much harder to tell who's older and legal and all that jazz. I don't try and look at the young people, and whenever I used to sit down by the BMO and just try and be myself and enjoy the companies and sitting with people that I thought were my friends and people that I thought I could trust. And yep, I loved them just like my own brothers and sisters. Not that there was a lot of women, but I loved them if they were gay, straight, or whatever the case may be. I didn't cast any judgments. And these were people I knew for a few years anyways. So, you know, 20 some odd years ago, I should have had the opportunity and chances to, you know, meet a girl, maybe get married, have a son, have a daughter, the whole 9 yards. And 3 parties cost me it all. It just ain't right. Oh, I ain't drunk. This is only 2 beers. Trust me. And if I like to go out for a beer at the bars, that's my business. And, yep, let me also say this. Well, I'm thinking about it. See, folks, I used to enjoy going to brass rails before the fire. Oh yeah, I love going to brass rails and watch the ladies galloping and stripping on the stage and enjoying a few beers. But after the fire next door and with the camera and all that sort of jazz, I can't go in there no more. One of the things I used to love to do. And to all the old school and new school, see, I went to a bar on Young Street called Gasworks. A lot of the new age didn't go there, didn't know of it, but yep, I used to go to Gasworks. And on Young Street, there used to be 2 arcade places I went to as a kid. When I did the ice cream bike, I had some money, and whenever I took a day off, well, because of the rainy weather, I would have a day off, so I would go downtown and I would play the arcades, and I would hang out of the malls and whatever, because it's a rainy day, get some rest and stuff. And just to show how old school I am compared to the new age, see, when I was 2 or 3 years old, when they delivered our milk, it used to come in glass bottles in a little metal basket. Yep. And when I was a little guy, I guess before I was 14 or 15, I used to carry $1 bills and $2 bills in my wallet. I think after 18 or 19, they stopped making them. Yeah, I think that's about right. 18 or 19, that's when they stopped making the $1 and $2 bills. Yeah. But yep, I used to carry a lot of ones, a lot of $2 bills in my wallets. Not to look like a big shot or whatnot. If I had 5s, 10s, or 20s, I had them. And not that I was at the age of going to bars, but at the age of 19, I think I had the 1s and 2s still. And if I went to the bars, I would use the 10s or 20s and or the 5s or whatnot. And keep the 1s and 2s in my wallet. That way, it looks a little thick. Not that I'm trying to impress anybody, but that way. And the women are seeing that your wallet might. And see, money doesn't buy true love. For all those that are looking for someone to love, and you look at somebody's wallet and see that it's full, look for a guy with a wallet that's half empty or barely empty, because that's true love. That's real. You can only rent love. You can only rent friendship. I'm not saying all friends are ones you can rent and sell or whatnot, but you know what I mean. It's hard to find true friends and true love. And like I was saying before, folks, it's hard to understand, let alone figure out who's real or fake. And it's hard to figure out who to be attracted to, because a lot of the women that I've been attracted to, they're all on the payroll. After the fire next door, I've seen a few women that I've been attracted to, but you can, if you were me, and you've seen it time and time again, you'd be all realize that they're on the payroll. They don't care about you. But yep, if they get me excited down below, as soon as they get me excited down below, sure, a lot of them are happy and enjoying what I got, but a lot of times the women that do get me excited down below, they end up walking away, and then they bring in something young to try and save their sorry keisters, like a red flag, a setup, or whatever you want to call it. Paige, Sasha, and I've dated a few women that were 5-10 years older than me, and yep, I can prove all that. And even if I was gay, and I'm not, I'm interested in men. If I was. Not boys, not teens. And I ain't gay, but I am gay friendly. And yep, if the guys want to cop a feel now and then, I don't mind. But if I'm with a woman, yep, no. Just saying. That's one thing to look. And if I'm single, yep, if you want to cop a feel, if you see a lady trying with me, yeah, just take a look. That's about it. Respect is respect. And I wouldn't be after some other man's man, and if I was gay and I seen a man and another man were together, I wouldn't be crossing the line and copping the feel of another man's man. Not that, well, you know what I mean. That's called respect. But some couples are into a threesome or more parties. I'm just saying. I'm just gay friendly. That's me, and that's who I am. And like I say, folks, if you're in my shoes and you seen all these fake people and you're looking for love and wife and all that jazz, you can't figure none of this stuff out even with a PhD. No matter how much money you had. All these 3 parties and clowns, they just bring fake people and they all gallop in your face and they wear hot outfits and stuff, and now that they realize I love the women, well, they have young people exposing more skin, and they should be letting kids and teens just be that. They shouldn't be having young people dressing up like sluts and tramps and all that sort of stuff just for these people's gain and games. Don't these parties have any class or shames? And yep, none of these 3 parties are around to stand up for the teenagers that are dressed like sluts. No offense. If the drunks or winos do strike, they expect me to stand up and save them. Throughout the course of after getting out of the hospital and after getting out of the hospital bed, that's all that I've been doing. 2012, I was still in the recovery stage, but yet because these clowns had 2 decoys dressing up like sluts, I didn't really take a look. I was too busy cleaning up the streets and whatnot, but even on the subways and whatnot, that's what they do. They have young people dressing up like sluts. And I'm not trying to be rude, but young people, you gotta love yourself, you gotta appreciate yourself, you gotta show your inner beauty, not just your young flesh. That ain't attractive. Dress properly and show off to the world who you are. And if you love the boys, love the ladies, dress whatever way you want in the bedroom. But, when you go out in public, keep your body parts and all that, respectable. I ain't drunk, but all this is true. A lot of you may not follow what I'm saying, and some of you may understand what I'm saying. And it's all hard to put into words and explain, but I'm doing the best I can. And yep, for the last 6 years after getting in the hospital bed, going on 7, it's been hard to pinpoint and understand who's real, who's fake, and yep, all my friends that I knew for over 20 some odd years, it's hard to tell who's real now. And even my family, people that I grew up with, it's hard to tell who's real family and who's fake, or if any of them may be on the payroll. Not being rude or anything, but yep, there's hardly any trust right now. And if my family's hearing this, well, I'm not trying to be rude or hurt anybody, but they need to understand that when I needed them the most in friendship, and they grew up with me and knew me best, they all turned their backs on me, just like all my friends and the rest of the public. And I ain't trying to be rude, but that's the truth. All I wanted was my own place. After the fire, 2012, when I did Young Street, I was back on my feet, and my plans and my goal was 2012, try and save up first and last, and get myself my own place once again. But all three parties and all the crap made me trying to find a place of my own, save up first and last, a lot more difficult, a lot more challenging, and with them allowing all the thugs in public knowing whatever place I'm looking into, there ain't no priority of interest, not from my regards, and safety and well-being. There was none of that. That wasn't legal, authorized, and definitely unprofessional. No common courtesy there. I'm sure a lot of the pros wouldn't like it if I went up and said, oh look, a cop lives there, a detective lives there, FBI lives there, and such. You wouldn't like that if I did that to you. You know, ain't no respect. So, how do I trust someone, and how do I know what woman's real or fake? You're gonna have to help me out on that. And no offense to all the women, yeah, I do look. And I'm looking for a girlfriend, wife, and all that jazz. Take things one step at a time, friendship, whatever. But you gotta understand that three parties made me, and made it a lot harder. I'm a little tad on the slow side, but I've been improving ever since, I guess I was 15, before my younger years. Oh, I struggle with my learning disabilities and stuff, but me going out and working every day, oh, that helped me. And when computers came around, that helped me with my spelling and all that sort of jazz. And I don't know, love and peace. And yep, all I can say is thanks. I don't know. I am sort of lost, and I'm not out to hurt nobody. For the public, trust me, if you were in my shoes, and like I said, even with PhD, with all the education, you too would be just as lost as I am. And if you had to deal with this crap 724 for the last 6 years, yep. And remember, it's been 29 years before that I didn't even know. But after I found out, that was my true crime. After that, they tried to have me shot 3 times and made me look like a James Alfred Cooper. They put a $500,000 bounty on my head and so much more.